Hi, everyone. I am so happy to see you all today. We are on, I think, day 22 of my 30-day YouTube challenge where I create a mini vlog-esque situation every day for 30 days. And, this morning I got a really sweet um, note from someone, just like the kindest review. And they said a variety of things, but one thing they said was, she's like, I sat down to do my morning pages. So for those of you who don't know, and I don't think I've said it on this channel yet, but I'm actually doing the artist's way. If you don't know about it, where have you been? You've been living under a rock because Dochi, the most incredible, has talked about the artist's way and how it shifted things for her. And I think she recorded her journey through the workbook before she got famous, before she was Dochi. And it's just so inspiring. Like if you go to her channel, I don't know if those videos are still up. I think they are, but she went through the entire 12-week period, and it's been so cool to see her development. She has basically recorded her development over all of these years into the incredible superstar she is right now, and I just think she's so dope. But that said, I am doing the artist's way with a group of creatives, and we, get together every week and, over a WhatsApp group, and we talk about our progress, things we're struggling with, things that, really touched us or stood out in that week's chapter. And I ended up finally telling them that I was doing this YouTube challenge. And one lady, her name is Jo, she went and listened to she said she put my content on, and she was like, your energy, your voice is so soothing, and I love the pace with which you speak. And it was just the kindest thing because I'm a bit self-conscious about the pace with which I speak. And I feel like it's like this is how I speak on a normal day. I chose not to like hype it up or whatever for this challenge. I'm trying to lean into just being myself, just coming on here and speaking the way I normally speak. Very minimal editing, that kind of thing. I'm trying to stick close to the challenge as Glo Atanmo describes it. And but that said, I know that my videos are not like, really hyped. Like I don't speak super fast. I don't have a lot of, you know, edits and B-roll and all of these things to try to keep you engaged. I'm really just trying to get the reps in, y'all. I'm just trying to get used to doing this. My goal with this whole thing was to become a creator again. It's been years since I've focused on a creative pursuit for an extended period of time. It has been years. And so this challenge felt like something that I already had the equipment. I already have a laptop, my phone, whatever. I have a little lapel mic, but I noticed that the audio on my laptop is a bit more clear than the audio on my lapel mic, so I just don't use it. But to have someone come through at the beginning of all of this and say, "I love your speaking voice. I think it's beautiful. I love the cadence." It feels like she literally said, "It feels like having a conversation with a friend, and if your voice feels like a warm hug." And y'all, it's just the sweetest thing, and I definitely cried. I'm determined not to cry on these internet streets. But that comment was really sweet, and it really made me, um it just really touched my heart because it's not easy putting yourself out here, y'all. And so if you are doing this challenge, I commend you. It's not easy. coming up with new things to talk about every day. It's not easy putting yourself out there and allowing yourself to be seen trying, right? So many of us, we come onto social media and we want to present our best selves. And this is not to say that you shouldn't put in the work. Absolutely, put out a good product, do your best. That said, this challenge is not, at least not for me, a space where I'm trying to um, impress anyone. I'm just trying to stay committed and keep going and keep showing up and become a better storyteller, become a better speaker. That's the goal for me. And to stick it out, to stick it through, just to keep going until my 30 days. And now I'm thinking I definitely do want to continue the challenge. I would love to be able to do 100 days, but I knew when I first started this, I was like, "Nah, I'm not going if I make the goal so big, I'm not gonna stick with it, so let me start small." So 30 days is good. But we are at the point in the challenge where the work becomes a habit, right? They say it takes 21 days to create a habit. I'm on day 22, 23. So, yeah, this is becoming a habit. And so if you have stuck around to this point, thank you. If you've stuck around to this point, tell me, um, the best book that you have read in recent months, if you're a reader. And that's fine. It doesn't have to be like, a physical book. If you're an audiobook person, sometimes you just wanna, like, go on a walk and listen to your book. That's fine. But let me know. Put it in the comments. What's the best book you've read in recent memory? And I asked that question because I yesterday, I listened to an essay by I Am Sheo. I'm gonna put her information in the description box below. But she wrote an article or an essay about generative AI and where we are what she sees where we are as a society. She is a PhD candidate at Harvard in the humanities, but is also studying AI and its effect on society. And she is very much concerned, as are most scientists and philosophers and everybody else out here, that humanity is losing its cognitive abilities. There is She's calling it the great cognitive decline and the lack of critical thinking in the age of AI. And one of the things that she says that can combat this our dwindling attention spans and our lack of critical thinking and this cognitive decline is to carve out real time to sit and do things analog style. Read a book, write in your journal, contemplate an article you read, um, I don't know, solve a puzzle, knit, work on your little model airplane or whatever, or your toy train. I don't know. I just I really loved that, and it gave me an idea. And if you don't know, I'm an ADHD girly. I need body doubling to kind of keep me accountable. It's one of the reasons why I'm doing the artist way with a group and not just by myself. And with this in particular, I would love to like carve out some time with this budding community to sit and read or journal or whatever feels comfortable for you, and work on like re-establishing or strengthening our attention spans. So, if you're into it, the invitation is down in the description box. Um, the date, as of right now, February 28th, that's a Saturday, 1 p.m. Mexico City time. That is 1 hour behind Eastern Standard Time. And let's just get together and set up your YouTube, come on in the room, and we'll spend that hour reading. Or if you want to write, you can write, or knit or whatever. But the goal is to get off of our phones, get off the apps, get out from in front of constant stimulation and screen time and slow down. And for me, I definitely need a couple of folks in the room to keep me accountable because if I don't have that, I will pick up my phone. I will pick up my phone. In fact, I tried to sit and read without picking up my phone yesterday. And I definitely, about 45 minutes in, like, stopped the timer and got on my phone for, like, 5 minutes and checked messages and then put it down and started my timer again. But anyway, if you're into it, if you want to carve out some time to just slow the F down and re-engage with the real world with a physical book or your notebook or that hobby that you picked up, but you've set down and you're wanting to get back to it and you haven't had time, bring it. Bring bring um, your analog joys, I'll call them that. And let's have fun together. Okay. That said, I wanna talk also to the eldest daughters today. Because I am an eldest daughter, and I feel like our experience is really unique. We know our experience is really unique. There's been articles written about it, studies, all this stuff, and those of us who live it, we know how our parents expect certain things from us versus the expectations they have for our siblings, right? Um, Also, if you are the only girl in your family, you're probably well aware of the expectations too. But I've been thinking about this because I'm heading home soon and I'm going to be seeing my family, seeing my mom, my dad, my brother. And I decided this time to have my own space, to rent a hotel room instead of staying with my family. Normally when I go home, I stay at the house. But something has shifted, man. Something has shifted. I'm realizing, and part of it is through this challenge, part of it is through just what I've experienced over the past few years, especially last year, 2025. I don't know about y'all, but 2025 was a doozy. Okay. Things I had never experienced before. Emergency, like hospital emergencies with family members, trying to work out how to handle an emergency situation in a foreign country, getting residency for family. It just felt like everything was kind of happening all at once. And I came out of 2025 really needing some space. And I'm continuing to feel like I need some space even now. And so I decided to get a hotel room instead of staying with family. And, I feel like, I have to be honest, I feel like my mom is a little like, what's going on there, kiddo? You know? But for real, like, getting to a point where I allow myself to need what I need instead of putting my needs aside for the family, putting my needs aside for my mom, my parents, my brothers, uh, going through all kinds of things to make sure that the family is okay instead of taking time to sit and breathe and slow down. I feel like that's a theme. Is that a running theme? I think that's a theme. To slow down and say, "Okay, what do I need?" And not feel guilty about needing what I need. And that has been the lesson, I feel, over this past year, the year of the snake. Now we're heading into the year of the fire horse. Have y'all been following? Okay, I know I'm kind of rambling here, ADHD brain, but I'm curious if you've been following this year of the horse. Yo, the Astro girlies are making it sound very intense. And there's a part of me that's like, I'm so tired. I don't know if I can handle another intense year, but here we are. And I think one of the ways, that I can make sure that I make it through this year without completely burning out is to give myself what I actually need. And that is a huge lesson for me because I don't always. I've got like it's been a process as an adult woman, and especially in my 40s, is realizing that I don't have the patience and the I don't have the space to be the container for other people's stuff the way I used to be, and allowing that to be what it is, and making sure that I'm taking care of the little girl in me, and the teenager in me, and the 20 something in me, and the 40 something in me. Making sure all those aspects of myself are looked after, taken care of, right? Um, that is enough of a job in and of itself. And again, that's one of the reasons why I've decided to have my own hotel room. And then also, my parents' house is small and the walls are thin. And like I want to be, I want to remain committed to this practice. This is becoming a practice for me, not just a challenge or a project. Like, and in order for me to do this and feel like I can relax and say what I want to say, I need my space. So, just a little tidbit there. Once again, it's finding a way to take care of yourself and um, lean into your autonomy, especially if you are a people pleaser, if you're a former good girl, if you are an eldest daughter, if you are someone who, again, is putting all of this energy into everyone else. It might seem like a small thing getting a hotel room for myself, but it's it is yet another way to hold space for me so that I don't get to a point where I am completely burnt out and I cannot hold space for my mom who is recovering and for my brother, my dad, and just be present. I need my space. I need a room of my own. As I think it was at Virginia Woolf that said that, a room of one's own. Yeah. Anyway, um yeah, I think that's the message today. Take care of yourself. Really. Not just eating good food and drinking water and whatever, but like take a moment if you haven't already today and sit down, you know, turn off the YouTube, turn off the music, turn off whatever, and just sit and take a second. And I've heard that like sitting with your one hand over your heart, one hand over your belly, taking some deep breaths and allowing yourself to settle into your seat. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel your breath and ask the question, what do I need in this moment? What do I need in this moment? And listen for the answer. Yeah? Cool. All right. If you don't know me, my name is Siobhan. I'm a 40 something Black American woman who trolls these internet streets, encouraging women like myself to have agency over their lives, to lean into their autonomy through solo travel, move abroad, and the myriad of ways and the decisions that we make every day um, to take care of ourselves first. Fill our cups first every day, step by step. Yeah? Cool, cool. Again, if you are looking for time to slow down, to be an analog girl in a digital world, join us on Saturday, February 28th, 1 p.m. Mexico City time. Just 1 hour behind Eastern Standard Time. We will be right here live, reading, journaling, looking out the window, and just being with each other. Yeah, I hope to see you there. I'll see you tomorrow.